In finding nominal GDP for a year, remember that you're adding consumption plus gross investment plus government spending plus net exports. I'm going to explain the difference between gross investment and net investment now. The definition for gross investment is total spending on capital goods by businesses. Net investment, however, is the total net additions to the stock of capital goods. So gross investment is just in total, what did businesses spend for capital? Net investment is instead when they did their spending, some of that spending was to purchase machines just to replace the old ones. And then some of the spending could have been to actually make additions to what they already had. The additions to what they already had is the net investment amount. So net investment is going to be equal to gross investment minus your capital consumption allowance. Remember, capital consumption allowance was what the businesses put aside to replace the old worn out stuff. So the net investment figure, you're going to take your gross investment figure and subtract what has been put aside to just replace old worn out stuff eventually. All right, so in explanation, pretend that there's an economy in which their only business in the whole country is, hypothetically, is a casino. And the total spending on slot machines, on capital, was $500. They bought 5 slot machines, each was $100. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 slot machines, each was $100. Their total capital spending in the year was $500. All right. So then their gross investment figure is going to be $500, and that's what you put into GDP when you figure out the nominal GDP figure. All right, so each machine is $100, total spending was $500, your gross investment figure is $500. Now let's say at the beginning of the year, before they spent the $500 on the machines, at the beginning of the year, already in the casino, they had 8 machines on their casino floor. So there's 8 machines there already. But during the year, 3 machines wear out. They break down. Their capital is consumed away. So it's stuff that is dead now on their casino floor. The value of the capital consumption allowance is $300 for that year. Worn out, gone away. Your net investment figure is going to be your gross investment minus your CCA. So your gross investment, you spent $500 to purchase new machines, but 3 of those machines are going to go towards replacing the worn out machines. So $300 of your spending is just going to the CCA, and therefore your net investment figure is only $200 because you only added 2 machines to your casino floor. At the beginning of the year, you had 8 machines, and at the end of the year, because 3 died and you only bought 5, you're only going to have 10 machines. Not, oh wait, is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 machines. Shoot, 7. So at the beginning of the year, you started off with 8 machines. 3 machines broke down. So when you bought 5 machines, 3 of them were just going to replace the old ones. So your net additions were only 2 machines. You only had 2 additional machines added to your floor during the year. It is possible that your net investment figure could be negative. So let's say that these 3 machines broke down during the year, but the gross investment, the total spending that they did, let's say they only bought 2 machines. If they only bought 2 machines, then they didn't even buy enough to replace what was worn out, and their stock of capital goods has declined, and their net investment figure will be negative 100 because their CCA was 300, but their gross investment spending was only 200. All right, so net investment can be negative if your CCA is greater than your gross investment spending, if you didn't purchase enough to replace your worn out stuff. If your net investment figure is negative, then as a country in total, if your net investment figure is negative, then your stock of capital goods in your country is declining. A negative net investment figure means you're not buying enough stuff to replace your worn out stuff. So your stock of capital goods, what you have of capital goods in your country, is decreasing. If your net investment figure is positive, then the stock of capital goods in your country is increasing, because not only did you buy enough to replace the worn out stuff, you bought more, and therefore you've added to what was already there in the beginning of the year.